on. Yeah, welcome to all of you. Glad to be sharing this time with you. Today, I actually want to leave more time for practice, so there won't be a kind of formal talk or teaching or anything like that. We'll simply let the practice do the teaching by direct experience. I want to begin with reading a poem with a few simple prompts for you to consider, and then we'll let go of any reflecting or pondering and simply sit with one another in this present moment, really the only moment we have to live. And then we'll have hopefully a little bit more time for a conversation after our practice as well. So I chose a poem that's really about love and connecting and union, and also when there's a disconnect. We always say mindfulness is non-judgmental awareness. There's other words you could use like love and compassion, friendliness, understanding kind of awareness. So, I want to suggest that maybe today we consider some of our relationships, especially maybe ones that are fractured, or ones where we've forgotten that that we belong together. You might consider when relationship that has a bit of conflict in it or disagreement. You could also reflect on your most intimate or personal relationships, or maybe a broader kind of the social relationships that we have, such with coworkers or acquaintances, and maybe even reflect on your kind of digital relationships, across social media. And we might also consider kind of the global relationships that we all share, and sometimes exhibit a kind of lack of unity that occurs when lines are drawn along physical borders or conflicting ideologies. And somehow we're sometimes quick to turn to division and separation, and even to wars. So I'll invite you to select a relationship now, maybe that has maybe a little distance to it or conflict in it, to whatever degree you want to consider that. Maybe, one of the lines in this poem, the poet frames it as relationships you have fallen out of, your belonging with each other. So this is a poem by John O'Donohue entitled "For Love in a Time of Conflict." I'll read the poem, and we can sit with that maybe as I read it, maybe with calling to mind a particular relationship in your life right now. And then after I read the poem, we'll just let go of all that reflecting and simply sit together. So this is "For Love in a Time of Conflict" by John O'Donohue. When the gentleness between you hardens, and you fall out of your belonging with each other, may the depths you have reached hold you still. When no true word can be said or heard, and you mirror each other in the script of hurt, when even the silence has become raw and torn, may you hear again an echo of your first music. When the weave of affection starts to unravel and anger begins to sear the ground between you, before this weather of grief invites the black seed of bitterness to find root, may your souls come to kiss. Now is the time for one of you to be gracious, to allow a kindness beyond thought and hurt. Reach out with sure hands to take the chalice of your love and carry it carefully through this echoless waste until this winter pilgrimage leads you towards the gateway to spring. So let's bring to this sitting practice a kind of open-heartedness, a generosity, compassion, and especially where relationships are strained or fractured, and that we might be open to what we broadly call non-judgmental awareness. And that begins in the body, the physical posture of sitting upright in a relatively stable position, the low body making contact with the earth through the chair or cushion or floor. And coming to this upright and grounded position, letting the hands come to rest on the legs or the lap, closing the eyes or gazing down, and softening the muscles of the face and jaw. And bringing your attention to the breath and noticing the sensations of air flowing in and out of the body, the rising and falling of the belly or chest. And let this be a gentle awareness. Each time you notice the mind wandering off or getting caught in a storyline, an emotion, a thought stream, just gently let the mind return then to this breath in this moment, in and out, as an anchor, a home base. We're not trying to control or suppress or push away or hold on to any thought or emotion. Just acknowledging it, maybe even noting it, naming it, and then coming back to the breath. And notice where the mind is right now. Caught up in a thought, an emotion, story. And you might even notice the expression of that in your body. Perhaps clinging or resisting, holding on and pushing away. Maybe that it's expressed in a kind of tightness in the body, resistance in the body. And we don't need to fix that or anything. It's just bringing our attention to it, our loving attention, so that there's a softness about it, attitude of kindness and compassion, friendliness. And whatever it is, just letting it be right now. And softening into a welcoming, non-judgmental awareness by returning to the breath or any other present moment object of awareness that you're using. In order to return to the present. Returning again and again, each and every time you notice that the mind is off and into the past or future. And each time you come back to the present, you're returning to the heart of the matter. This is not about attaining some great goal to do this perfectly, to shift things immediately. It's about beginning again and again and again, over and over. And it's essential in the practice to practice with patience, curiosity, non-judgment. And let the silence now stand between the poles, right or wrong, up or down, hate or love, left or right. Whatever it is that we start to separate through judgment, and instead letting the silence hold all of it to be a mediating kind of force in your life that doesn't immediately get pulled into one side or the other, to liking or disliking. And let there be a kind of radical inclusion to whatever's showing up, and cultivating your ability to stand in the middle, to hold it with compassion and love. Love for Love in a Time of Conflict by John O'Donohue. When the gentleness between you hardens and you fall out of your belonging with each other, may the depths you have reached hold you still. When no true word can be said or heard, and you mirror each other in the script of hurt, when even the silence has become raw and torn, may you hear again an echo of your first music. When the weave of affection starts to unravel and anger begins to sear the ground between you, before this weather of grief invites the black seed of bitterness to find root, may your souls come to kiss. Now is the time for one of you to be gracious, to allow a kindness beyond thought and hurt. Reach out with sure hands to take the chalice of your love and carry it carefully through this echoless waste until this winter pilgrimage leads you towards the gateway to spring.